So tell me, Mike, you guys flew out of Tulsa?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, okay.
Have you ever wondered what happens when those who abuse their power and betray the trust placed in them finally face justice? In the realm of law enforcement, a chilling moment unfolds when evil cops come face to face with the consequences of their actions. What happens when the hunters become the hunted? How do evil cops react when they discover they're the ones facing arrest? Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of when evil cops realize they've been arrested. Detective Michael Neely. He was discovered in a hotel room, sitting on his police chief's lifeless body. Mike and his chief Johnny Miller were attending a conference together. One night, they decided to go out and have a few drinks. However, after a night of heavy drinking, Mike woke up in police custody. They brought him to the same room where he used to question suspects for the past decade. But this time, he wasn't the one asking the questions.
To Pensacola?
Yep.
Was it a direct flight?
Nope.
Mike is giving brief answers, which is a smart choice in this situation. However, it's uncertain whether he's doing it because he knows it's the right thing to do or simply because he's still feeling very tired and unwell from drinking too much alcohol.
Any problems or anything going on in the crowd? Just normal dinner or what?
Normal.
Any drinks there or just dining with?
Couple beers.
Mike described the night as just playing football and having a few beers, but in reality things went much further. Evidence shows that both men had very high levels of alcohol in their blood, around or above 0.3. To give you an idea, a level of 0.4 is often deadly. At 0.3, it's likely to cause alcohol poisoning, which can lead to death and loss of consciousness. Either way, both men were completely unable to control their emotions and actions, which probably contributed to the terrible events that happened that night.
Do you remember hotel staff or a hotel employee coming up and tell you guys to keep it down?
I don't remember that.
Mike was first informed that he was being questioned about a murder, but now he finds out that his police chief Miller has passed away. Mike was extremely intoxicated last night, to the point where he probably doesn't remember anything. Realizing how serious his situation is, he chooses to remain silent and tells the police that he has nothing more to say. However, these detectives are highly skilled and experienced, and they are about to use all their knowledge to solve the case.
Michael, you've been charged with second-degree murder.
Okay. I had no idea what I was being charged with.
The detectives use two methods to convince Mike to stay with them. First, they remind him of the difficult situation he's in and suggest that he might face punishment immediately. Then, they ask if he has any questions for them. Since Mike doesn't remember what happened the previous night, he will be anxious to understand what happened and if there's a way to prove his innocence. Imagine waking up in a jail cell and being told that you're going to prison for killing your boss while being blackout drunk. In that situation, you would do everything possible to remember what happened that night. Now, Mike is starting to realize that his only option is to investigate the events himself, and you can see how his behavior changes.
Yep.
Okay. Were you drinking the vodka?
Yeah, I drank some vodka.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Mike keeps saying that he doesn't remember anything about this, and he never had any bad feelings toward Miller. However, he doesn't seem sorry either. He just sits there looking confused and only cares about himself. He keeps saying that he can't believe what happened. The officers explain a bit more about Miller's body and try hard to make Mike remember something about what happened, but he just sits there completely shocked. Michael Neely was put in jail and then given a life sentence for committing second-degree murder. Captain James French was caught driving while drinking alcohol. An officer followed him to his home. What happened next was recorded on camera and showed a very bold and shocking display of police corruption. This man is not just drunk, he is hammered to the point where he thinks the camera can't hear him whispering. Despite the captain's pleas, the officer refuses to turn off his camera and continues with the investigation.
Huh? I'm not turning my camera off.
Okay.
It appears that he had some very strong beers. Not only was he having difficulty speaking clearly, but he was also driving dangerously, swerving between both lanes on his way home. The captain was then searched and instructed to stand in an open area where he underwent tests to assess his balance and sobriety.
Midnight.
You think you should drive it?
No, but I came from 4 blocks.
Even when the captain asks him to stop recording and just have a conversation, the officer refuses and says he has to treat everyone equally or he could lose his job and income. This shows that he values honesty and fairness, which is rare to see because some people try to abuse their power. Then they move on to the last test, which is walking heel to toe for 10 steps.
I know you're aware of our body cam policy. You know I cannot turn off this body cam.
I do, but I'd like to talk to you.
After finishing the investigation and arresting the suspect, the officer stops recording with his camera and takes the captain back to the police department. The captain, who used to be in charge of the police in Oklahoma, is now in trouble. He has been suspended from his job because of the incident, and he is also facing consequences for driving under the influence of alcohol. These consequences usually include a small amount of money to pay as a fine and spending a few months in jail. And there you have it, the chilling realization when evil cops find themselves on the wrong side of the law. These individuals, who once held positions of authority and used their power to manipulate and harm others, now face the consequences of their actions. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the complex world of law enforcement, seeking answers and striving for a future where every officer stands on the right side of the law. Until then, stay vigilant and never lose hope for a better tomorrow.